Guys, a little bit of pre-information to the bulk of this video. When I talk about hand exercise, you'll see me do this in the video. And when my my opinion is that all movement is exercise. So if I even wiggle my fingers, it's exercise. Um, or Well, even breathing is a little bit of exercise, but we don't think of it that way, perhaps because it's something our bodies automatically do. We don't make a decision to do it. Like most exercise, we make a decision, but the tiniest movement is a little bit of exercise. So do keep that in mind. And now on to the video. Guys, I have a lot of videos on my channel about hand exercising. And there's a number of benefits from exercising your hands that you get: dexterity and strength in your hands, and confidence in using your hands, and efficiency. You become more efficient in how you use your hands. I've shown many different kinds of hand exercises, from drumming on myself and things around me, running my hands around my face and hair, or I think I've done that. Walking my hands around on my body and things around me. But one I never wanted to do was to scratch like this, because I thought it would hurt with my nails on my palms. But I started doing it recently and it doesn't hurt. It's become another good exercise. So if you get into hand exercises, that might be one to add. I don't think I normally hold my hands up like this, or maybe I do sometimes when sitting, or I might, if I'm sitting, I might have my hands down farther and do it. I kind of maybe mix it up with kind of rubbing the two fingers on the thumb, but I am scratching right now. And it's sort of, it gives the same benefits, which are dexterity, strength. And it's good to add more things, I think, because I think the hands like a variety of exercise. I mean, it's just more fun to have a variety of exercises. You can do this. I do these as I walk. I mean, I do lots of different exercises with my hands, but this is one I can do as I walk. I do have a bag. I do often carry a bag. I do kind of keep the hands moving a lot. I guess you can kind of scratch. I do this a lot when I walk places. And I probably, usually you can't quite, with the straps there, you can't reach the palm as easily, but you can kind of just keep the fingers and thumb moving. But you maybe could scratch. I should tell you, this is to give you an idea, but you may do this differently. You may find you get different benefits than I get. Once I realized I could scratch like that on my palms, I kind of run my hands around, and I became more open to doing it. I think before I would do it with the pads of my fingers, maybe, I'm not sure, but now I kind of run my nails around, and I'm not scared, quote, scared, unquote, of my own fingernails, which is kind of good. And like here, you see me scratching along my fingers, whereas before I wouldn't do that. And I think maybe it might be more comfortable because instead of kind of bending my hands like that, I can just keep them in a little more natural position. So there's been multiple benefits. I suppose if I were to massage, I think maybe I'm a little more open towards, well, let's see, if I were to massage, before if I massage, I'd probably do like that, but now might be more inclined to do like that, and I don't have to bend as uncomfortably. Um, and I don't, that's self massage. And it's kind of the same thing on massaging other people, but I have to be careful that I don't scratch them. It lets me keep my hand in a more natural position, I think. Now, there's sometimes I do just do this um, with my hand, with not with my nails, but more with my hands, I think, or more with the pads of my fingers. But it's another option, and it has its reasons for why it might be more comfortable. Um, I I suppose I think in general, since I started doing this, my hands might be more rounded. Um, I should say anything I show you in this video, if you find that doing it my way doesn't feel good physically, it may be that you can take some of what I'm showing you, but modify it so that it becomes comfortable for you. Um, but it might be a jumping off point. What I'm showing you might be a jumping off point or a starting point. I suppose if I got in a fight, I'd be probably more comfortable now with using my fingernails, which I do not advocate for getting in fights nor approve of fighting. But if someone attacked me unjustly and I had to try to defend myself, it might be good to be more comfortable with the fingernails. If you like my content, do subscribe, rate and comment. If I forget to say things, I'll add them in the comments below, or I mean in the written details below the video, or make another video. I think when I do something I've always done, but in a different way, it can lead to interesting questions in my mind. In this case, clasping my hands like this made me more comfortable. Well, it got me thinking about spheres or ball shapes, because this is sort of a ball shape. And when I started thinking about spheres and balls, then for example, I looked into why are tennis balls fuzzy. It sort of brought up questions about balls and spheres. And I realized also I can do more stuff with a closed hand, like if I'm clapping along to some music, I can kind of do one fist into an open hand instead of this. And this actually, it's the same thing. You maybe don't have to bend your hands back. I think, I'm not sure, but I think it might be more comfortable. Maybe sometimes there's times when I go to move something, and I might have opened my hand up to move it, but it actually might be more comfortable just to close my hand and move it. Hard to think of specific examples, but it has been a little bit liberating to be more open to closing up my hand. I can't remember. I said for me, it's kind of hard to scratch the palm when I have the straps in there, but it may be different for you. Keep in mind that what I'm showing you here is my hands, my exercises, but you may do them differently or get different things out of them. I can sit and exercise hands while I watch TV, or maybe when I'm watching or reading material on the internet. I will say sometimes I have to stop if whatever I'm watching or listening to takes a lot of concentration, because doing this does also take a little part of the mind, and some things I need 100% of my mind for. Guys, just to be clear, earlier in the video I talked about being liberated to run my nails over my head, but I do want to make it clear that although I now have that option, it doesn't mean I'd always do it. Like if I think there might be positions of the hands. Well, certainly when I go to the back, it's going to be more comfortable to use the pads of the fingers. But there might even be, as I come up, maybe it would be easier to do the pads here. I just worry that people will see my ideas and how I do things and think they have to do it that way. And I am emphasizing no. It's just it's giving you options, but then you can look for the most comfortable way for you if you want to do these things and what feels good to your hands. But it has been liberating to allow myself to scratch, use my touch with my nails. So just to be clear.